A 21M, was in a relationship with my girlfriend, 19F, whom I'll refer to as M, for about 8 months. We both worked at the same grocery store, and I had admired her for months before gathering the courage to ask her out. To my delight, she agreed. As time went on, our new store manager, 37T, joined the team. Initially, I viewed him as a serious yet light-hearted individual. However, one day, while I was off work and M had finished her shift at 2 p.m., she visited me as she often did. Out of the blue, she revealed that our manager, T, had said to her, "You know, you could do a lot better than him." I was deeply upset by this comment, and she attempted to downplay it, saying, "He didn't mean it like that." I couldn't fathom any other interpretation. From that point on, I expressed my concerns about him to her, but she always reassured me not to worry. Eventually, I found a better paying job with improved hours, aiming to move out so that my girlfriend and I could live together, easing her commute to university. She lived 30 to 40 minutes outside of our town. We ended up moving in with my friends. There were 5 of us in that house, and everything seemed perfect. Waking up to the woman I loved and having my close friends around was a great experience. This harmony lasted for about a month. Then, I noticed that T was texting her frequently. I inquired about it, and she explained that they had become close friends. Needless to say, this bothered me, as deep down, I sensed his intentions. I began noticing that she was increasingly spending time with T outside of work, often in the company of other colleagues. However, things took a turn for the worse when he started inviting her alone to his apartment, under the guise of simply hanging out. While I didn't have concrete proof that she cheated on me, it was hard to believe that nothing had happened. At the very least, she seemed to be emotionally drifting away, which was devastating. At that point, I became convinced that she was considering leaving me for him. I tried my best to salvage our relationship, sitting her down one night in our bed and expressing my ongoing concerns about him. Regrettably, halfway through, my emotions got the best of me, and I started sobbing, practically begging her not to leave me. She hugged me and reassured me, claiming I had nothing to worry about and that I was her one true love. About a week later, she came over, and when I went in for a hug, she paused and said, "I don't want any affection right now. We need to talk." My heart sank at those words. She explained that her mental health was declining due to the stress of work, university, and our relationship. It was all too much. We sat in silence for what seemed like an eternity, eventually starting to pack all her belongings. I managed only about 5 minutes before breaking down completely and being unable to help pack. And just like that, the woman of my dreams, the one who could truly make me laugh and break me out of my shell, was gone. The next day, my friend and landlord S returned her portion of the rent to me. I messaged her, letting her know that I had her rent money on my dresser and that she could come pick it up when I was at work. I also left her a note, expressing that I held no resentment and respected her choice. I mentioned that I would wait for her to be in better health. She responded with her own note, expressing relief that I didn't hate her, though little did she know that would change, and stating her desire to remain friends, with a possibility of rekindling things in the future. So, for months, I clung to the hope that we might get back together. However, it turned out that she started dating T not even a month after she left me. It became clear that her claims of mental health struggles were fabricated, merely an excuse to leave me for someone almost twice her age. Since learning of their relationship, I've been inconsolable, grappling with the feeling that she was manipulated by him, and the shocking realization that her family seemed to be accepting of this disturbing relationship. Best comments: as soon as her AP/manager said she could do better, it was his way of declaring his intentions. "You dodged a bullet. Your GF was a young impressionable cheater, and I know you don't feel lucky, but the POS store manager/AP did you a favor taking out your trash. I know it's not what you want to hear, but it's what you need to see. Anyone who cheats has it in them to do it anytime and lie about it because they have low moral character. Your ex and her AP deserve each other. AP will get bored of your ex and find another teenager to groom at the store. Don't be surprised if she comes crawling back when he does. And whatever you do, don't believe a word she says. Go and see to heal from a cheater. Nothing can be gained by further pain surfing. Second comments. Here's some big boy advice from a man the same age as your boss. You have to see when you're taking L's, man. She can't be the love of your life and also fucking your boss. Let it go. Move on. And never cry in front of a woman again. You give whores way too much credit. Next interesting story. My wife is cheating on me with my colleague and I got cancer. On the 1st of December, I received the news I had been dreading. All the tests confirmed the diagnosis. I have stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Essentially, this will be my last holiday season. I've come to terms with it. I've lived a fulfilling life, and I know my loved ones will be taken care of. I'm naturally a private person, so my WW, Jane, is unaware of my tests. I didn't want to worry her until I had answers. So, I decided to head home early to have the talk. This isn't something I wanted to do over the phone or through a text. Unfortunately, that afternoon, my life took more unexpected turns. Upon arriving home, I noticed the car of one of my business partners in the driveway, flashy, expensive, with a personalized license tag. This was far from ordinary. I pulled up our home camera system on my phone and noticed it was in privacy mode. Not recording, I left it and drove off to my farm property. Our camera system is for safety, and I rarely check it unless there's a concern. However, I enjoy watching wildlife on the outside cameras and find it oddly satisfying to watch storms pass through. Years ago, for my own enjoyment, I configured a second video recorder to archive the cameras to local storage, which isn't accessible via my phone. So, while at the farm, I opened up my computer and confirmed what my gut was telling me. Sure enough, there they were, snuggling in the living room, drinking wine, dancing, and eventually going up to the bedroom suite. They had apparently left the doors open, and the microphone recorded their activities after they left the camera view. Given my limited time left, I wanted answers, but I didn't want the drama of a confrontation and divorce. Call me what you will, but all my devotion and love for her vanished that afternoon. I've been grappling with a myriad of emotions. As expected, I know I'm not to blame. I've been a loyal, romantic, and attentive partner. Currently, my focus is on myself and what holds significance in my life. I reached out to my lawyer, and together we examined my will and prenuptial agreement. I divulged the ongoing situation, and we delved into comprehending the duration and extent of this troubling affair. The discoveries were unsettling, making me question if I ever truly understood the woman I shared over 2 decades of my life with, or if something had fundamentally changed within her. At present, I haven't disclosed anything to my kids, WW, and I never had children, or WW. I'm putting on a brave face and navigating through the holiday season. My aim is to provide the kids and grandkids with one last cherished holiday memory with my active involvement. I'll embrace the role of a devoted father and grandfather, and then endeavor to maintain the facade of a devoted husband. Allow me to provide some contextual background to address potential inquiries. AP is a widower and hasn't remarried. While he is a business partner, he isn't considered a friend in the conventional sense. I adhere to a principle of not mixing business with friendships. I never formalized a marriage with my twins' mother, M&F. That decision was entirely hers, and I wholeheartedly agreed with her at that point. My kid's mother, Sarah, found a wonderful partner, Steve, and married him when the kids were 7. Sarah and Steve never had children of their own. I made significant changes in my life when my kids were 3, altering my path to become the father I aspired to be. While Sarah and I parted ways in our relationship, we co-parented effectively, and I would describe Steve as a friend. Sarah, Steve, and I are all in our 60s, and Jane is almost 60. AP is in his 50s. Jane and I are both in our first marriage, marrying in our 30s. What do I need? An external outlet and a means to release the pressure. To achieve my goal, I must express my anger and work through my situation. What better avenue for this than sharing with internet strangers? I've made peace with the circumstances and the timing of how my life will eventually conclude. Best comments. I personally would leave everything to your kids, including the house, if possible, and I would make sure that she got left absolutely nothing. I would also not tell her anything about you and get your will and proof all done and separate finances from her and keep your money safe. I would personally leave her broke and homeless with proof of her infidelity, and I would never touch her again and would make excuses all the time, so I wouldn't have to. Let everyone find out at the reading of the will. I'm truly sorry that you are going through this, and I am sending prayers to you. Second comments, that's hard news as it is. To feel abandoned like that after is truly a bitter pill to swallow. In reality, it's very difficult to really know anyone or what they're capable of, unless you're an extremely good actor, and I'm not on my best days. Much less under the crushing weight of your situation, confrontation seems inevitable. If she still cares about you, she will know something is wrong, and she won't stop asking about it. If she's absorbed in her own activities, she may not even notice, and that will just pile insult on the injury. I am trying hard on the content. Subscribe, please. You will help me a lot. Write your opinion about the stories in the comments. Love you.